Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beth, and I have decided that I am going to lean hard into Christmas this year, specifically the kind of nostalgic, good feelings of Christmas, given everything that has transpired over the last couple weeks. So that's where we are. So this video is going to be a review of the Peanuts and Profusion collection. So I have purchased everything in addition to the advent calendar. So I already unboxed this really cute advent calendar. That video should be live by the time you are watching this. And I will be incorporating some items from this calendar into my look today. So I'm going to go kind of in order of application. I'm not going to do an overview because I purchased everything, so just know that. And I will have timestamps down below. So if you'd like to jump ahead to a particular section, then you can do that. So let's go ahead and start with the And to All a Good Night set. So this is kind of a spa themed little set here. This retails for $18. The advent calendar retails for $25, in case you were curious. So this includes a lip scrub, an overnight lip balm, a sleep mask, and a Snoopy pouch. So let's crack into this one. Okay, so this is what the little pouch looks like. It has these little ears attached, and it looks like there was just some tissue paper inside to kind of keep it puffed out. So that is the little pouch there. And then there is a really cute sleep mask with Peanuts and Profusion. I might give this to my niece. I do use a sleep mask, but I use a very specific one that has like Bluetooth and like eye cups and that kind of thing. So yeah, I might give that to my niece, but we'll see. And then we also have the Jolly Lip Scrub, as you can see there. And let's see what this smells like. Doesn't really smell like anything. I was expecting peppermint. Yeah, if anything, it kind of smells like chemicals. I don't know. So anyway, that was the lip scrub. And then this little lip mask, this is the Merry Lip Balm. So it has a Snoopy head on the top, which is a little weird. And okay, so this twists off. Okay, so it is red. So again, it doesn't smell like anything. There was a face primer in the advent calendar that I'll use in a moment, and it was the kind of thing I thought might be scented, like I think Wet n Wild kind of scents products like that. So yeah, I didn't think it was scented, but I double checked just because I thought it might be, and it wasn't as far as I could tell. So I do kind of appreciate products like that not being scented, but lip products like this, I don't know. I think a lot of people would expect it to be scented, and I'd say of any makeup item, a lip product is kind of where I tolerate and even kind of want a little bit of a scent. So this is kind of pretty sheer lip balm, nothing too crazy. Okay, so that was this little set. I don't know, I mean, unless you really love this bag or the sleep mask, I don't know that I would necessarily recommend it. Unfortunately, I think even if you were buying it as a gift for a kid or something, I just don't know that because those products are unscented if they would really enjoy using them. Unless they just like the little kind of Snoopy jars and that kind of thing. I do have a mirror, which I should pull out. So this is their mirror. It has the Peanuts and Profusion logo on it. This retails for $10. And we do get a little silicone woodstock. Profusion usually does mirrors with their collection. Usually they have something kind of attached to them, like with the Jurassic Park ones, they had little lights, I think. This one does say ho 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 on the front, and it does bend like so. So you could stand it up on a vanity or desk or whatever. I wanna see if this, because there is a protector on the mirror, I wanna see if the printing is actually on the mirror itself. Okay, it's just printed on the plastic, so I'm gonna leave it on there, which is unfortunate. I think it would have been really cute if it was actually printed on the mirror. Again, like, it's kind of cute. I like the little silicone woodstock kind of detail, and if, I don't know, you like the front and you like the kind of feature of it folding like that, then maybe this would be worth picking up. You can also just use it as a standard kind of hand mirror, like so. Okay, so that was the mirror. I guess I'll continue to use mine. We do also have some lip oils. So these come in a set of 2 for $8. So again, they have a little like silicone Snoopy on here, and then this interesting kind of puffy packaging. And like I said in my advent calendar unboxing, I think these would make a really great stocking stuffer for the price point, and a lip oil is pretty functional for most people, I think. It's not like a glittery eye topper, which we have later. I'm not totally sold on this packaging, to be honest. Like, I like it objectively, just as kind of like an aesthetic thing. But I do wonder if people will reuse it or if it will just become trash, essentially. So once you take this little plastic insert out, there's some cardboard. I did purchase the Halloween collection from Profusion and Snoopy, by the way, but I never got around to reviewing it. So that's what it looks like. I mean, it would be reusable. It has a zipper and everything. I just don't know necessarily how you would reuse it. Maybe just to keep some like essentials or whatever in your purse or whatever, but I don't know. And this little Snoopy is on this little kind of nylon string or whatever. So like I said, you could hang it up as an ornament or something like that if you wanted to. And it looks like these do contain fragrance. So let's see what they smell like. So we get 2 different ones here. Pretty small doe foot. So the pink one is going to be mostly sheer. And let me just wipe off any residual. What does that smell like? It kind of smells vaguely fruity. Yeah, so these I think are products I would definitely recommend more for a kid or a teenager maybe. I don't know that, unless you're a huge Snoopy fan, that you would be totally impressed with these. So that's the other one swatched. So you can see they're both very sheer. So in that way, I think they're very age appropriate. The doe foot applicator is quite small, so that would be good for a child. And let me see if this one smells any different. It smells the same. I don't know what it's supposed to smell like, but it just kind of smells vaguely fruity to me. I did review the Wet n Wild Peanuts Christmas collection that came out, was it last year or the year before? So I can link that review for you if you're interested in it. And last I checked, a lot of those items are still available on Amazon. So if you wanted to check out anything from that collection, you could. So the next item here I'm going to pull out, this is the Vanity Set. So this retails for $30, I believe. Yeah, $30. And it has an interesting kind of setup here. So I did already take out one of the inserts that I'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, you pull up the lid, and you do get a mirror and a pop-up, which is quite cute. Not as cute as their like Jurassic Park palette that had that kind of sound element to it. I did review the Jurassic Park collection too, if you're curious. So yeah, I would have appreciated having that little bit of musical accompaniment, especially since the Peanuts music is so iconic and their Christmas music and everything. But anyway, so you open up that lid and you get a compartment up here. So like I said, I did already take out, this was what was on the inner portion. I just pulled it out because basically I had items from the advent calendar I wanted to store somewhere. But this had in it 2 little eyeshadow palettes, a set of lashes, and an eyeliner. And I think everything else in here is from the advent calendar. So I guess I'll come back to all of the eye products. From the advent calendar, I had this little quad and this highlighter. I had a sponge that I might use, another little sponge, this primer that I plan on using, a brush, some nail decals, a little cream shadow, a nail file, a lip gloss, show you the cute side, and a mascara that I'll use. So that was everything in the top part. And then I'll go ahead and show you, it does have a a bottom drawer that comes out where you have a blush duo, a highlight duo, and 3 glosses. And this also, I think that's about as far as it comes out, but this part also does pop out, this little plastic insert, so you can use this for storage. You can keep it on your vanity if you just, I don't know, want to keep your makeup collection in a festive box there. Okay, so let's start with the primer, like I said. So this was, again, from the Advent calendar, so I don't have an individual value for it. And this is the product that I thought would be scented. Ingredient-wise, it seems pretty decent. From memory, I think it has some glycerin. Looks like it has a little bit of kind of shiny iridescence to it. So I'm just gonna pop this on all over. I did my skincare much earlier today, and I did apply sunscreen and everything, so hopefully this doesn't cause anything to kind of pill up, but I think it's pretty good. So nothing too crazy. It's not going to be overly illuminating. It's just kind of a nice hydrating primer. So this is a product that I think an adult could get through this. I don't know that a kid would reach for it necessarily. So in that way, maybe if you do have a child and you want to open the Advent calendar together, you can kind of share items. So let's talk about sponges. So we do have this standalone sponge set. This retails for $10. It's called Let It Blend, which is really cute. And this one I already showed in that other video, but you do get a larger sponge, which is very similar to the Advent calendar one. It's just the Advent calendar one is black and white, I think, and this one has that colored printing. So you get that, and then you also get a kind of hard plastic sponge case, and it does have some air holes. Oops, and a larger sponge that just jumped out at me. So that is the larger sponge with Charlie Brown and the wreath, and it is angled. So like I said, not nearly as cute as the Wet n Wild sponge collection, where it had Snoopy's doghouse as the kind of sponge case, but I guess they can't copy them in that way. And I will go ahead and wet this and use it. So I guess I can keep this sponge out for a size comparison. Okay, so this is what this one looks like after it has been dampened. Quite a bit larger, as you can see. And before I apply foundation, I'm gonna apply some under eye corrector. For videos like this, I try to keep it more all drugstore, but just to make it easy on myself, I'm just gonna use what I know and like. So I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury corrector. A lot of the drugstore complexion products I like. There's a few concealers, so maybe I'll reach for one of those. But the base products, like foundation type products, tend to be more light coverage skin tints. I think the new e.l.f. Foundation is a tad bit drawing for me. I do plan on doing a full face of e.l.f. coming up here soon, but if you want some drugstore complexion products that are good for dry skin, I really like the Wet n Wild tinted hydrator and the CoverGirl skin tint are both quite good. I'm also just trying to use up this Charlotte Tilbury product. Okay, so for the actual complexion, I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever Hydro Glow in 1N100. And I do have a review of this compared to the original. If you are interested in a higher end foundation, Makeup Forever does 30% off sales pretty frequently. So I'd say if there was any kind of area of your routine where you might want to invest in a product that is really well suited for your skin or just a good shade match, foundation would probably be it. So just something to think about. So just quickly kind of blend this in. I don't feel like I need a lot of coverage, but I just want to even out a little bit. So it does feel firmer than a beauty blender, but it's the same kind of basic shape. So I think it's functional. So I guess I might as well use up what's on my hand, but again, don't feel like I really need to pile this on. Of course, a sponge does shear things out just a tad. So yeah, so that is the sponge. Again, not something I'd probably run out to repurchase, but it does the job. All right, so again, just to make it easy on myself, I'm gonna use the Kulfi concealer in the shade Bad Badam. I picked this up during the Sephora sale, and I did review this a long time ago, but I think the shade I had was a little bit too light and too yellow, so I wanted to pick up a different shade. So that's what we're gonna do. So if you are interested in a drugstore concealer, I think the Wet n Wild Incognito is probably my favorite. I have a review comparing that to the Kosas concealer. I think that's actually pretty good. I think when I was first selecting a shade, I was worried that this would be too pink. I think that was before like under eye pink powders and everything became such a thing. But yeah, I was worried about that, or I don't know, just being too dark, but I think that was actually pretty good. Okay, so for brows, I already did brow gel earlier, so I'm just going to leave them like that. They just have clear brow gel, but I think it's fine. So let's talk about brushes. So they do have a Merry and Bright brush set here. And like I mentioned in the advent calendar, you do get one of these brushes in the advent calendar. I believe it's the same brush, but we'll confirm that. This retails for $18, I believe. Yeah, so one of the more expensive items from this collection, but you do get 5 brushes and a brush holder. So that's what the brush holder looks like. Very cute, and it's just like a it's just like a plastic cup, so nothing too fancy. But here, I'll hold up all the brushes. Just keep them in the package so you get a nice, good look at them. Or not. And as I said in that other video, they all have these little kind of, I guess they're metal charms on them. It doesn't look like they're easily removable. They kind of look like they have sort of a jewelry clasp on them. So you could pry those off if you wanted to, but I don't think it's the kind of thing where you can easily take them off and put them back on. It says we have, I'm guessing this is the powder brush. This is the complexion brush. It says it had a concealer brush, so we'll see about that. So yeah, a little kind of flat top kabuki style. Maybe this is the concealer brush. This would be the shading brush, and then this would be the blending brush, is I guess what I'm going to go with. I mean, these are really cute to look at. Functionally, I don't know that they're the best. If you just want some like synthetic, good quality brushes, I would look at Real Techniques to kind of start off with, and then It Cosmetics has some good brushes. It Cosmetics for Ulta specifically, and then if you want to look more at natural hair, Rephr is really good, and then of course BK Beauty. And BK Beauty I think is having like 30% off sales right now. So brushes are another area where I would recommend kind of investing in the quality of your tools. I guess we'll see how functional these are, but yeah, I don't know. They're cute to look at, I guess is my takeaway. I would use them more as like decor rather than actual functional brushes. Oh, and I was gonna show you, this is the brush from the set. This one is the brush from the set, and then the other one is the advent calendar. So yeah, those look pretty identical. So I think I'm gonna powder a bit before I go into eyeshadow. So again, I'm just trying to use up some of these products. So I have my Charlotte Tilbury powder, and so you can see I'm almost done with it. I guess I'll try this brush under the eyes with this powder, but I'm not feeling totally confident. I also usually like a darker bristled brush for powder because then I can kind of see it on the bristles a bit better. So they're pretty soft, I'll give them that. For all over the face, I feel like it would take me kind of 10 years to apply powder, so I'm gonna go in with my BK 103. And again, I'm just waiting for this to kind of shatter so I can take out my backup. And I do want to powder because I think all the complexion products are powder. So let's talk about eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go in with my Fenty eye primer. So this has become harder to find. pretty sure it used to be on the Sephora and Ulta websites, and lately I only find it, I don't know if it is even on the Ulta site or if it's just on the Fenty site. So I hope they're not discontinuing it. And then to set that, go back in with my powder in that same brush. And so yeah, really, really soft, but that can be a good and a bad thing because a soft synthetic bristle won't pick up as much product as like a natural hairbrush, for example. So yeah, so for eyeshadow, we have the one little quad that came in the advent calendar, which I swatched in that video. There was a little kind of cream shadow as well, which was interesting. And this packaging was not the greatest, but I think the other eyeshadow packaging is a little bit nicer. So these both look pretty cute. They kind of look like postage stamps. No mirror, but you do get a good amount of product. So that's a pretty kind of burgundy kind of color story. It might go for that one. Some more greens and blues in that one. And then we also do have this Snoopy's Starlit Holiday 41 Shade Eye and Face Palette. So this one, you do get a little mirror in it, which is nice. And then you get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 35 shadows. I think that math works. 35 shadows. And then we get 2 highlighters, 2 blushes, and 2 bronzers on the side. So if you wanted kind of an all-in-one, there's plastic on the cover of it, but yeah, this is kind of an all-in-one powder cosmetics product. I think I might actually use one of these quads, and then I'll use the blush and bronzer maybe from this palette. So yeah, so the pans are a little bit on the smaller side, but I don't necessarily mind that because when was the last time you really went through an eyeshadow? By the same token though, I don't know if we need that many shadows. So I'm just gonna quickly swatch. Seems pretty decent. So I'm gonna give the green shadows a rest. I've done a few green eyeshadow looks recently with the REM palette. That was the green palette, and then this other one. And they do have a little bit of a plastic kind of protector on them. So pretty gold look. I might dip into the other palette as needed, but yeah, pretty decent, right? So I will attempt to use some of these brushes from the collection, but I make no promises if they don't perform the way I want them to. So I'm gonna start off with that cream shade, and I guess I'll just take one of these little shader brushes. And I already set my lids, as you saw, but I like to kind of, I don't know, have a nice base to blend. So far, so good. There is a bit of kick up in the pan. And if you are going in with more kind of vibrant shades, you might want to do your eyes before your base so you can clean up any fallout. All right, I'm gonna dip into one of my brushes. So this is a high-end brush, but again, it's one of those things that I think I bought it as a set with some Christmas money one year, and I pretty much use them whenever I do my makeup. So going into that kind of cranberry shade, and I want to see what happens with this one. Beautylish, unfortunately, doesn't have a lot of great sales. This is the Sonia G eye set. This is the mini booster from it. Yeah, they have their gift card event, which I never think is like the best sale because I think you get like a $20 gift card for every $100 you spend. So to make that like the functional equivalent of 20% off, you have to spend pretty close to $100 even, or increments of $100, I guess. And it's a gift card, so you have to spend that money, and then you're probably gonna spend more money on top of it later. So not my favorite. They do have, I'm gonna take this like blender brush in that cream shade again. They do have sales, so items that are just discounted. So that's worth looking at, but typically I don't purchase anything from Beautylish that is available at other retailers. Brows could maybe use a little bit of help. Some brands are really only sold at Beautylish, so you're kind of stuck with that. Okay, so this is a much more kind of vibrant pink, it looks like. It's not quite as rich as I thought it would be. But I do think I will pick up the Lucky Bag this year. Last year was my first Lucky Bag experience, I guess. And I had a lot of fun doing it, and I think it did pretty well on YouTube. So I'll probably do that again. I thought that was a lot of fun. And again, that's something where my mother-in-law usually gives us cash for Christmas. So I'll just kind of take that and purchase the Lucky Bag. It usually goes on sale like the day after Christmas, I believe, the 26th. And that way also, because I feel like I am a horrible person to buy for, because I just tend to go out and buy what I want. And so I'm gonna go into this shade here. There aren't a lot of like neutral brown shades. I'm just trying to add a little bit more depth. I might try to reach into the bronzer shades as well. That's always a good kind of fallback. But yeah, I was saying with the Beautylish Lucky Bags, because it's a mystery bag, you obviously don't know what you're getting, so it's a little bit more like a surprise and a gift. So it's makeup, so it's something that I'll probably like, but I don't know. It's just a bit of fun. Yeah, that is leaning so cranberry. So that shade there is the one that I just put in there. There is a black, but I don't know if I want to do black. Do you see what I mean? There's a lot of like really bright colors and like blues and purples and greens, even orange. But I think I'm gonna take some of those bronzer shades and see if I can just, I don't know, work with this a little bit. So I'll use this brush again. Did that help? I'm not sure. So I think the takeaway from this is that you're going to get a lot more colorful looks from this palette. I don't think you're going to get a lot of kind of basic, neutral, everyday shades. Maybe since it's a cartoon IP, I shouldn't be too surprised, but I'm gonna leave that for now, and let's try some of these metallic shades. So I'll start off with my clean brush here, and just going in with a dry brush to start. I'm gonna take this more, I don't know, neutral metallic, see how this applies. It does pick up pretty well. So not bad. So quality-wise, that cranberry shade was a little bit difficult to work with, as I think any shadow that color is just a little bit more of a challenge. Honestly, I wish they had just maybe done a brown shadow, even though that's pretty boring. But I think this could have been a really pretty little quad if we had done that. But yeah, the quality of the metallics is pretty good, especially with a little synthetic brush like this, and especially going on dry. So really, I think I would fault them more for choices and color story rather than quality. It's really pretty. And out of curiosity, I'm gonna take this little brush. I think this might be, or is supposed to be, the concealer brush. I'm gonna go into that other gold shade just to kind of, I don't know, see how it looks and see what happens if I just pop some right here. Yeah, so you can use this for like pinpoint concealing, but it's not the type of concealer brush I typically go for. You could also use it maybe as a lip brush, that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm gonna take my little flat definer, also from that set, and I'm gonna go into that bronzer shade again. A little bit of fallout, but nothing too terrible. So maybe Perfusion thinks that you already probably have a ton of neutral shadows, so you don't need those in a palette like this, but I would think with this many shades, it would be nice to have those kind of grounding shades to kind of work into a look, more colorful look. So you don't have to reach for a palette, which when you're dealing with like 41 shades just seems like a little much. Okay, so that is the shadow. We do have some toppers. So we'll come back to the blush, bronzer, and highlighter while we finish the eyes. I should also mention that they randomly threw in this little freebie gift with purchase, which was really nice of them. This is the Mini Violets Shadow Quad. Yeah, thank you for your purchase. Enjoy your free gift. So it wasn't anything I added to my cart or that showed up in my cart. It just showed up in the package. They did the same for the Halloween bundle that I ordered. I don't know if that was because I ordered a certain amount or whatever, if they just do it for everyone. Anyway, these are the Holiday Light Chrome Toppers. These retail for $12. And again, same kind of packaging. So I'm guessing it's like a green leaning, a pink leaning, and a blue leaning. Let's see what these look like. So I don't know if that's really what I would call a topper. It's more of a like liquid shadow. And they have the cream shadow from the advent calendar, like I mentioned, which I'm not a big like liquid cream shadow person. So yeah, this is really not what I think of when I think of a topper. So there's the kind of pink, green, and blue. I don't know if I want to try apply these or not. I might try just the faintest amount of this just because why not? We're here, but I'm not convinced. I think that did something, but I don't know that it really added anything, to be honest. So let's talk about the liner. So we do have that one liner that came in the advent calendar, has some lashes as well. Okay, so it looks like this is just going to be kind of a standard black kohl pencil. Yeah, so pretty basic. Nothing too exciting there. We also have the Fa La 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 liners. I think that was the right amount of laws there. Yeah. Okay, so this is $12. Okay, so it looks like we maybe get a white, more of a burgundy, a blue, and a pink. And these look more like gel liners. And they are individually wrapped. So if you wanted to break these apart, you could. You would lose out on the kind of gifting experience with the little package and everything, but okay. I think I've finally freed these from all of their plastic prisons. I'm not sure why they chose to shrink wrap all of these since they're kind of in a larger package anyway. I don't know if that keeps them fresh or whatever, but let's swatch these. So the white one is called Snowball. Okay, really, really soft and creamy. So that is the white called Snowball. I don't know if you can see the tip just kind of wore off like that. This one is called Icicle, icy blue. So very, very pretty. We're seeing a lot of these kind of icy shades lately. This one is called Flurries, which is cute. A little pink moment, almost lavender really. That was not a good swatching choice. Let me swatch it over here. A little bit better. And then finally we have Sugar Plum, which is really cute. Okay, so yeah, really, really creamy. So I think I'm gonna use that shade actually. And this does seem like the type of eye pencil that I enjoy using. I like a really creamy gel pencil. So let's see how we do here. And I'll just let those pencils kind of sit on my hand for a minute too, so we can see how long wearing they might be. Yeah, so no complaints with these. Again, I don't know how well they're gonna set, but like with this shade, it reminds me a bit of like my Victoria Beckham or Lisa Eldridge pencils. So it is nice having one kind of more, I wanna say neutral. I mean, it leans purple. It's like a purpley brown, but it definitely does add definition to the lash line. Are those, I guess, somewhat even? So yeah, so far so good on these, other than the pain in the butt they were to get out of the packaging. I'm debating whether I want to put any of these on the waterline. I guess I'll try the white. I don't know that that lavender is actually going to look that good with the cranberry eye. I did a full face of kind of cranberry makeup last year because the color of the year was, I think it was Viva Magenta. So I think maybe you can see with this white, like, I'm not normally someone who puts a liner in their lower waterline. I think this one, it's almost too soft. It's like, I don't know, just kind of crumbling off on itself. Yeah, I'm not sure this is one that I would recommend using necessarily. Yeah, I think that helped. So for mascara, I don't have high hopes for this because I showed you, this came from the advent calendar. Has a very unusual wand. This is supposed to be a volumizing mascara, and it has just kind of this really stubby little wand to it. We do have lashes, so let's see how this goes. Yeah, it looks really wet. You know what? This isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Looks like I have an eyelash coming loose. Make a wish. It's sticking to my finger because I have mascara on it. But yeah, that's not terrible. It's not giving me quite the lift as like my Lights Camera Splashes, and I of course don't know anything about the wear, but it has a little bit more kind of sticky tackiness to it. Like if you ever, when you apply mascara, you feel that kind of little bit of resistance as you're combing it through. That's what it feels like. Not sure if this is a formula they have in their permanent line, but it seems functional. So that's saying something, right? A little bit of clumping. So if you like a lot of separation, this might not be your new favorite, but you know, for a $25 advent calendar, with this being in theory less than a 12th of it, because there's 12 days and then you have the packaging and everything. You know, drugstore mascaras now go for what, $8, $9? So I don't hate it, assuming it kind of wears and everything. It seems to be functional. I'm gonna take this little kohl pencil that came in the advent calendar. I just want to see if I can kind of fill in a little bit of, there might be some gaps between my eyeliner and my lash line. I don't think I really want a tight line. Okay, so let's see, now that these have had a second. So that one seems to set. Yeah, so they seem to set down. Even the white one is pretty set. It's still a little, like I said, it was a little chunky. The kohl is actually still kind of blendable. So if you do like a pencil that you can kind of work with and smudge and everything, kohl pencils typically do that more so than like gel pencils. Okay, so let's move on to the lashes. Yeah, these, and I'm just using like a micellar wipe, or a, what are these? These are from Koki, yeah, the micellar wipes. And they do set down. So yeah, how much was the liner set? I think that might be one of the surprise hits. $12. So roughly $3 a pencil. Okay, so I need some lash glue. It's been a hot minute since I've applied lashes. So I just want to see kind of how much you might want to trim off here. They're pretty demure, I would say. I'm going to trim off, I guess, just that last kind of clump here. These aren't like my favorite style of lashes. I like ones that have like a clear band. I've never tried what they called falscara, the ones that you kind of stick underneath, or Lashify, I guess is the high-end version. But I think Kiss makes a kind of drugstore option. It would have been nice if they had included a little glue in the set. I mean, if you're like me and you only apply lashes once in a blue moon. This is the Duo lash glue, by the way. The one with vitamins, I think it is, yeah. Let's see how these do. Those are decent. I won't say I'm like the expert in applying lashes, but with having blonde hair and everything, it's weird having that kind of in your vision when you're not used to it. I don't know if I'll throw on some liquid liner. I feel like that's the best way to kind of disguise a lash band. This lash tool, by the way, is from Tarte. I don't know if they still make this. I think a lot of brands sell something similar. All right, so I'm gonna attempt just a tiny bit of liquid liner. All right, this one's from Moira. I should probably toss this one, but it has a very tiny tip. I think that helps. Yeah, I think that's better. My eyes are not symmetrical on the inner corners. This one, there's like a little bit more, like the fold of my eyelid comes down more. So sometimes that's more of a challenge. Okay, let's throw some lower mascara on. Might as well use this one. I'm not going anywhere, so. Again, it's not as bad. I don't know, it's just the shape of the brush just throws me off. I can't think of any other mascaras that have a brush like this, so. For some reason, I think it's just gonna totally gloop on mascara, and it doesn't. Okay, so that is it for all the eye products. So we have cheek products and lips, and also nails, because there's nail polish. I'm gonna throw on, I can't remember which color I used before, but I'm just gonna throw on one of these glosses just to keep the lips hydrated. So for cheek products in this set, like I mentioned, we have 2 blushes, 2 highlighters, and 2 bronzers. So these are the only bronzers, so I might as well go ahead and use these. They don't look that different from one another. Let me just remove these so I have a clean swatching palette, if you will. So I'm going with some waterproof remover because my cellar wipe didn't do the trick. Yeah, so there's 2 bronzers, but they don't seem that different. I mean, one is maybe a tad bit rosier. Like that one's a tad bit more yellow, that one's a tad bit more rosy. It has been a minute since I've done bronzer, powder bronzer. I guess I'll skip contour. So this is the IT Cosmetics Tapered Bronzer number 150 brush. I don't think I want to mess with any of the complexion brushes that they provided in the kit. So I did set my face. So this seems okay. I just think, like, bronzer is one of those things where you just really, you get into a lot of not only skin depth kind of issues, but also skin tone. So it's really hard to only have a couple bronzer shades that is going to work for everyone. I think this can work for me. I might have to tone down a little bit with powder, but okay, so that is it for the bronzer. So back in this kit, and that's what the drawer looks like. Like I said, it only comes out so far, but it is nice that it's basically reusable. Okay, so putting aside the highlighters for one moment, this is the blush duo, and I think that might actually go well with what I have on. So this came as part of that set with the palette, so it's nice that they're a little bit coordinated. The other shades in here, as you saw, are still pretty kind of pinky mauve. Like one's maybe more of a rose, one is more of that kind of lilac blush that's really trendy. I don't really love that. So I think I'm gonna use this one just because that way I don't have to mess up the embossing on the other shade. And this one, it looks like it does have one kind of darker, like metallic. I mean, that's almost eyeshadow territory. I mean, if you have a really deep complexion, that might be really beautiful all over the cheek. I think for me, I would probably have to wear that on the eyes to make it look decent. I guess I could try this out as a blush brush. Going into that shade again, see how this applies. There's definitely some pigment there. Go more into the kind of blush draping. I think that works. I just want to do a little bit of a swatch comparison. I'm gonna be really careful because I don't want to, like I said, ruin the embossing of Snoopy singing here. Okay, so there's that one shade. The one in the palette, I think is going to be a little bit lighter. Pretty similar, maybe a little bit more of a coral leaning kind of shade, although it doesn't look it in the pan. So, okay, so that's the blush, and if you feel like you went overboard with the blush or the bronzer, you can always just take your powder and your powder brush and either just use what's on it or just pick up a little bit more and kind of diffuse and blend that way. So for highlighters, we have quite a few options. Okay, so in the advent calendar, like I showed you, we have this kind of duochrome pink gold highlighter. So I'll swatch that. So that is the one in the advent calendar. From this guy, we have a more champagne and a more kind of rose gold. Good kind of variety of shades there, I think, for multiple skin tones. And then the Vanity Set, we have this little guy. So 2 more options. So again, more of a pearly shade and more of a bronze there. And then finally, we have a standalone highlighter, as if that weren't enough. So this one is really cute as well. This one is the Snoopy's Snow Day. So it comes in another one of these guys, and I already swatched this one. Yeah, it comes in a little compact like so, and this is more of kind of an icy white. I'm trying to preserve the embossing. So I'll swatch this one kind of along the side. So yeah, those are the highlighters. So I think whatever skin tone you have, whatever preference you have, they pretty much have something there for everyone. So if you just wanted to buy according to your preference in terms of highlighters, then you could easily do that. So the question is, which one do I want to use? My inclination would be to lean towards the icy one, but with the eye look I have on, I think I might start off with that more champagne shade. I want to use this Anastasia brush. I don't know if any of the ones that they included are really well suited. I mean, you could use a little brush like this for highlighter, but since it's sturdy, I don't want to mess with it. So I'm going to go in with that shade there. My fluffy highlighter brush. Yeah, so definitely have some reflect there. Good old 2016 style highlighter. And just for fun, I really want to see how that duochrome one looks on the face. So going back into this one, the packaging of this does feel cheaper. I don't know if it's just because it's smaller, but the ones in the advent calendar do feel just a tiny bit cheaper. Okay, so going into that duochrome one, and I want to kind of blend that a little bit more down the cheek maybe. So yeah, not mad at it. All right, so that is it for highlighter. So we have the lip gloss and the polishes. So there was one lip gloss that came in the advent calendar, and then we have 3 in the Vanity Set, and then a standalone set of them as well. So I'll swatch all of those for you. So the one in the advent calendar seems like more of kind of a moussey liquid lipstick. They call it a lip gloss, but I'm not sure I buy that. I was gonna say we had 3 in this, but I don't know where the other one went. If you guys could only see the disaster area my desk turns into when I film. Yeah, so this seems like it's going to be a different formula. That seems more like a gloss. I don't think they have shade names or anything. So we have a little bit more of a beige neutral. We have a berry. Do they smell like anything? I think these have like a kind of subtle vanilla scent. Nothing too strong or crazy. Found the other one. So this is going to be more of a brighter pink, like so. So these all definitely have some pigment, and these are basically the same packaging, just Looks like they changed where the Snoopy is. This one's on the actual component, this one's on the cap. Change the color of the cap. But then we have a full set in this guy. So this retails for $15. I'm hoping they don't have shrink wrap. All right, so these are pretty nice components. This one is called Schroeder. Are they named after all the characters, I wonder? Yeah, so this one is Lucy, shimmery, metallic. I don't know what these are supposed to smell like. They smell like something. We have Woodstock, of course. Very similar to that other one in the set. We have Snoopy. That one might actually go well with this eye look. And then Sally. So they do have a good color variation in here. Linus. It's an interesting kind of dark purpley color. And then finally, the Charlie Brown shade, which seems like they should have made it brown, right? It's more of a berry. So those are all the glosses there. I guess I'll go for a sparkly one. Okay, so this is Snoopy. Still have a little bit of that lip oil on my lips, but let's see how this goes. So I don't think this is anything totally mind-blowing, but if you want a set of glosses at a pretty good price point with a lot of different shades and you like Snoopy, then, you know, I think it's a pretty decent buy. And then the last thing to talk about are the nail polishes. So we have possibly my favorite item of the collection. So this is the Sparkling with Joy. 5-piece nail polish set with nail polish remover. So it's obviously shaped like a Christmas tree. We did get one of these little polishes in the advent calendar as well. And I just think these are really cute. They're shaped like little light bulbs, and they have all different characters on them. They're shiny, they're pretty, that kind of thing. So I didn't apply these to my nails, but I did swatch them on a nail wheel. And just quickly show you. This looks like, just from the plastic, that maybe there was, I don't know, some leakage or something from the nail polish remover. It doesn't seem to really have affected anything else, but that's just something I noticed. So this does have a little Snoopy on the cap as well, which is really cute. And this is one of those that you kind of dunk your finger into. So I think this would be a great set for anyone, really. So I'll pull out one of these just so I can demo the brush. So I don't think you're getting like a full-size polish. These are 35 mil total net weight. I think that's for everything. So what does that work out? 7 milliliters. This is like an OPI standard polish, and this is 15 milliliters. So roughly half size is kind of what I'm guessing. So they have a decent brush on these. And again, I only applied these to a nail wheel, so I can't say how they might apply. So yeah, it has a bit of a curved brush to it, which I like. The ridges on the handle, the kind of light bulb component, are pretty nice to hold on to as far as like gripping it. You know, with mini polishes, sometimes it's a little bit more of a challenge to apply the same way, but anyway. So these are all of them swatched. So let me show you what I did here. So the first glitter shade here at the top is the one from the advent calendar, just like a clear polish with glitter. So that is the advent calendar. The one next to it is the one from this set. So this one has kind of matte colored glitter particles, so kind of fun. There, that focused a little bit better. If I can twist that, there's Snoopy. So that is the other glitter polish to start off with. The red one that I held up initially, this is more of, I think, what they call a Crelly polish. So it's more of a sheer red. I believe I did 2 coats on all of these polishes, and you can see that one is still a little bit sheer. So yeah, I think this one is just intended, or just the formulation is a little bit on the sheer side, just so you know. The green polish, this kind of pistachio green, actually applied really well. So that's 2 coats, nice creamy matte polish. And then the next one, I think that one is supposed to have kind of a hot cocoa kind of color to it. So that is what that one looks like. Nice neutral. And then the last one here by itself is this other glitter. So this is going to be a kind of matte white polish. Kind of like a snowflake kind of idea, I think. So I swatched all of those by themselves, and then I swatched all of the kind of solid colors. Which way do I want to go here? So starting with the red, so I did the glitter in the advent calendar, the kind of multicolored glitter in the set, and then the white in the set. And then same with the green, glitter, multicolored, and white. So you kind of decide which combo you like better there. So I kind of like the red with the glitters over it. The green, I don't know, maybe the multicolor. And then this kind of hot cocoa shade here. Again, the white kind of makes it look like marshmallows, I think is maybe my favorite combination. So yeah, those are all of the polishes swatched out for you. And I believe that is it, if that wasn't enough. So let me do a really quick rundown. So as I said before, the advent calendar I think is really cute. It's a great way to try a lot of different things. This advent calendar is kind of disposable because you kind of tear it apart. So I guess you could just hang it if you wanted to as like decor, but it's not something you can reuse necessarily. But so for $25, I think that's a pretty good buy, so you can check out that video. The kind of spa themed kit, I would say skip. Same with the mirror, unless you just really like Snoopy and you like the accessories. The lip oil, like I said, I think it would be a good stocking stuffer for a kid. Otherwise, I don't think it's anything too exceptional. So again, the primer came from the advent calendar, so that was decent. The sponge set. So I would say, because the advent calendar includes sponges also, I'd say maybe just look to that. I would recommend, if you wanted like the sponge case and everything, see if the Wet n Wild is still available, because I think, like I said, that's a lot cuter. The brushes, I think, are functional-ish. I don't think I'll start reaching for these over my like tried and true that I like to use. They are really cute, so if you're the type of person that likes to have things out for display and seasonal kind of decor or whatever, then yeah, I think they're cute. They come in a little cup, so that's nice. But yeah, I would just caution you that you shouldn't buy them with the expectation that you're going to use these on an ongoing daily basis going forward. And remember that you do get one of these brushes in the advent calendar. The Vanity Set, I think, is decent. So I like the little quads. You get 3 lip glosses, a kohl pencil, eyelashes. I think you get a lot for, was it $25 in here? Or no, this was $30. So yeah, so I think you get a lot. Maybe again, just think about which like highlighter shades you might like, or like eyeshadow maybe. This does have the advantage of being something that you can hold on to. You can take out all of the insides, and you do have the kind of cute display functionality of it as well. So I think this is worth looking at. The bigger eye and face palette, I would say, again, think about maybe what blush and highlighter shades you might like to use, if the bronzer shades will work for you, and if you want to play around with a lot of colors. If you are more of a neutral girl like myself, I think you might find this a little bit frustrating and a little bit difficult to kind of create looks. I don't think it's a color story I would have put together, and I think with the Halloween Profusion palette as well, and even the Jurassic Park palette, I think one of Profusion's pitfalls is they just put too many shadows in a palette, and they just try to do all of them rather than maybe focus on a discrete color story for a collection. So yeah, I would rather have fewer shades and have more of a kind of defined color story, which is maybe one of the reasons why like I do appreciate having a little quad like in the advent calendar. And I think smaller palettes in general are just more popular than like huge palettes. So yeah, I would say maybe skip on the huge palette. That retails for $25. The chrome toppers, like I said, I think are mismarketed, and I'm not a big liquid shadow person. If you like the idea of like a chrome kind of liquid all over shadow, then maybe give these a try. But personally, I'm probably not going to get a lot of use out of them. I think we kind of talked about all the blushes and bronzers. The highlighters, you have so many options to choose from. The standalone highlighter is really cute if an icy white will appeal to you. Otherwise, like I said, you do get this one in the advent calendar, and you have the other options in either the Vanity Set or the larger Iron Face palette. The eyeliners are surprisingly good. The white one, I mean, it seems like it's sticking around fairly well. It is very soft, the white one, so just be aware of that. But yeah, I think they did a really nice job with these. So if these are colors you think you would use, then I would recommend giving these a shot. If you do like a kind of softer gel formula, they do set down, so that's good. But yeah, these are surprisingly good. And the Vanity Set, like I said, does have the kohl, like traditional kohl pencil. And I talked about the mascara and the lashes. Those are all parts of larger sets. The lip gloss, that's fine. Again, if you really like Peanuts or Snoopy. Otherwise, again, like the Vanity Set includes 3 minis, and I think you do get more of a liquid lipstick in the advent calendar. And then in the polishes, so I think these are just really cute from like a packaging perspective. So if that appeals to you, then I'd say go for it, just on the basis of this application. Like the red, like I said, is going to be sheer, but otherwise they seem like they apply really well. And like this multicolored one in particular gives me more like Peanuts vibes than like the white or the gold glitter. But yeah, lots of fun options there. And I think this would be something that would be really cute to share with a child or to give a child. So yeah, those are the polishes. So that is it for this rather long review. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.